In the year 2033, the world has become entirely digitalized. The most outrageous invention is the virtual afterlife. It is a place where people can stay after their death and enjoy all the materialistic things that they couldn't have when they were alive. When a person dies, his body is frozen and his consciousness is uploaded to the afterlife of his choice. He basically becomes like a character in a video game, but with consciousness and memories. This way, one can live for eternity, talk to their friends and family who are still alive, and even meet them once they die and are brought to the digital heaven. This process of joining the virtual afterlife is called Upload. It is managed by a large corporation that employs thousands of programmers to make the afterlife as realistic as possible. One of such employees is 25-year-old Nora. Her job is to guide new uploads through heaven and help them settle in. She talks to them via a program and can meet them as her virtual self. Nora dreads her job, but continues working because it will give her an employee discount if she ever wishes to be uploaded after her death. Then, we are introduced to a 27-year-old computer engineer, Nathan. He is driving his automatic car to a family dinner. The car is installed with all the safety precautions and is driving itself, but Nathan wishes to race down the street. He uses an illegal hard drive and changes the settings to manual. The speed causes a police drone to chase after him, but Nathan makes up an excuse and gets out of the situation. At home, he is with his family and his wealthy girlfriend, Ingrid. Nathan is not in love with her because of her overly clingy and protective personality. She doesn't belong to his world, which is more family-oriented, unlike hers, who only care about money and fame. Upon seeing Nathan dance with her niece, Ingrid gets jealous and asks him to come with her. In the following scene, they are in the back of his car, making love. Nathan stops at the grocery store and drives back home later. On the way, a strange automatic car malfunction takes place. As a result, he crashes into a truck and is heavily injured. He is rushed to the hospital and told that he can either be uploaded or die traditionally. Ingrid arrives with a contract for his upload, even though Nathan doesn't want to spend the entirety with her. In a moment of panic, he signs the contract under Ingrid's family upload plan and is officially registered. Following this, he is kept on an inclined chair and decapitated. The next thing Nathan hears is Nora's voice. She has been assigned as his guide. Nora asks him a series of questions to ensure his senses are fine. She also creates his avatar and gives him a slight hair lift. Then, Nathan finally comes to his senses and finds himself in a lavish room that will be his for the rest of eternity. Nora tells him he is in the Lakeview Afterlife, one of the most popular packages that their company offers. Everything in this afterlife is designed to match his preferences. For instance, the building near the hotel is a bowling alley for him, but it is a church for some friends until his family members die in the real world. The change is too sudden for Nathan. When he starts crying, Nora calms him down, telling him that everything will be better tomorrow. She makes him go to sleep and continues working with someone else. The next morning, Nathan wakes up and finds out that in-app purchases require money. He cannot pay through his own account because he is here on Ingrid's family upload plan. This is when he realizes that she has the power to do anything she wants with him and can even delete him. Through his balcony, Nathan can see the full view of the lake. He can even change the seasons as per his wish. After taking in the view, he meets Ingrid's grandmother, who is black and white because the reference for her avatar was taken from an old picture. He also calls Ingrid and sees that she is at a party enjoying herself. This only makes Nathan miss his former self. Before ending the call, she says that he cannot run away from her now. The comment makes Nathan feel strange, but he dismisses the feeling. Meanwhile, Nora is at home with her father. He has a health condition that is bound to kill him soon. Nora wants him to save money for the upload program, but he refuses because he wants to be with his late wife, who he thinks is in actual heaven. Back in the afterlife, Nathan goes to the lobby for breakfast and is stunned by the meal options they have. However, right at 10 o'clock, the food disappears, leaving him disappointed. He then meets a fellow dead man named Luke. The food is just a program designed to look and taste like the real stuff. Nathan is shocked that the company charges them for it because it costs them nothing to make. Wait until Nathan hears about NFTs. Luke introduces him to a flow of current called the torrent. It is a pathway between the real and virtual worlds, which is extremely dangerous. Most people who cannot get used to the virtual world commit the unthinkable by jumping into it. As a whole, Nathan likes some things about the place, like the water pressure in the shower, and the fact that he can pee anywhere, but he would still rather be alive than in the supposed heaven. A man informs him that there are thousands of people in the resort right now, but as per the program, they can only see a common number. This causes some glitches which mess with Nathan's head. Everywhere he goes, he is addressed as Mr. Brown, and every staff member knows him. His hair is also too spiky for his liking, which makes him lose his mind. Soon, Nathan becomes frantic and thinks of ending it all. He is making his way to the torrent when Nora arrives and stops him. She explains that the new world might seem unnatural at first, but it is like any other man-made thing when he gets used to it. She asks him to give it a day or two, and he agrees. Nora even tells him her real name because he had been addressing her as an angel until now. A while later, Nora gets off work. When she is not around, her computer deletes files from Nathan's memories on its own. At home, she meets her date on an app called The Nightly. They place cameras on each other's chests and say that they consent before making love. It turns out that placing the camera before sex is a compulsory protocol in today's world. They can even rate each other on the app afterwards. The following day, Nathan is assigned to pet therapy because of what he tried to do yesterday. He is paired with a golden retriever, but one that actually talks. A therapist from the real world is controlling the dog because it is only a medium to make the patient feel better. As a productive homework assignment, Nathan is asked to write the names of 5 people he meets today. In the meantime, Nora comes to her boss with paperwork that says her father is entitled to her employee discount, but she is denied the discount because only the employees with 4.6 ratings or above can get it. But Nora has 4.59. The difference is insignificant, but her boss doesn't care. In the afterlife, Nathan calls Ingrid and finds her in a spa getting stem cell injections and vaginoplasty. She is getting ready for his funeral tonight, but is more excited about the decorations than getting to see him. Following the call, he goes looking for new people to write about them in his diary. He meets a kid named Dylan, who died at the age of 12 and has been there ever since. But the kid is too busy fighting the game mode thugs to talk to him. Next, he meets David Choke, the former owner of the second largest privately owned company. He is worth billions of dollars and is enjoying a lavish afterlife. On being asked what he did for work, Nathan reveals that he and his friend Jamie were making an app that allowed people to make their own afterlife where they can live with their families. That way, they wouldn't have to pay a hefty sum to the current owners of Lakeview for a bunch of unnecessary programs. After listening to this, David casually says that Nathan was murdered. Since he was about to make a $6 billion company go bankrupt, he was probably murdered by the owners. Nathan refuses to believe him and walks away. Back on the Earth, Nathan's cousin detective, Fran, is asked by Nathan's family to investigate his death. She finds Nathan's car in a junkyard which is still functioning. The car refuses to acknowledge that it is damaged, which means that it has been tampered with. Fran makes a note of this and continues the investigation. In the next scene, Nathan is with Nora, telling her that he cannot remember some parts of his life, like the name of the app he was developing. This reminds Nora of the time she found a chunk of his memory files missing. She promises to look into it, but gets busy with other clients. Nora desperately needs a 5-star rating to get her success rate up, but Dylan gives her only 3. Similarly, she gets no luck in impressing the clients that day. Nathan notices this and gives her several 5 stars. She tells him everything that is bothering her and feels a lot lighter afterward. Without them knowing, the two are developing feelings for each other. Upon reaching home, Nora looks for the missing data from Nathan's memory. She cannot find them, but is unable to get her hands on the memories that come right after the deleted parts. Nathan and his friend Jamie have just come out of a business meeting. A man asks them if they have told someone from the big companies about the idea. Nathan says only his family and girlfriend know. The entire interaction seems strange to Nora, so she decides to save the clip for later. The following week, a very important invention is about to be tested. The scientists are trying to download people from the afterlife to their normal selves in the world. The first download is about to be broadcasted internationally. At the same time, Nathan is getting ready for his funeral under Ingrid's supervision. She makes him wear clothes he is not comfortable wearing and takes the entire control of his life. Nathan is excited about the download feature because if it is successful, he might get back to his old form. They watch the first test take place and are shocked to see the test subject's head explode. The experiment is unsuccessful, but Nathan still has hope that he will return home one day. Later that day, the funeral party starts in LA, New York, and in the virtual world. Nathan comes to the party with Luke. In New York, Nora also visits his funeral. Nathan had thought that it would be filled with his friends and people he likes, but instead, none of them have come because of a game. He is the most shocked about Jamie being absent. His mother also reveals that the money they got from his share of the company was not a lot. The party doesn't even seem to be for Nathan, as everyone socializes among themselves. When he calls out Ingrid for the lame planning, they get into an argument. She pulls out the big guns, threatening to delete him altogether. In the end, Nathan has to reluctantly apologize. Nora watches all of this take place and feels bad for him. Detective Fran is also at the funeral. She finally gets to talk to Nathan and asks him if he has any enemies. She also discloses that his vitals were improving before he was taken to be uploaded on the day he died. Nathan knows Fran for being strange, so he doesn't think much about the comment. Later that night, Nora returns home and calls the guy she saw in Nathan's memory earlier. He introduces himself as Josh, but refuses to tell her anything about the meeting he had with Nathan. In the last scene, Nathan is in his bed, calling Jamie again, but like always, he doesn't pick up. It is strange because they used to be best friends before his death. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.